was feeling hopeless, I was feeling broken. Didn't see where I was going, almost fell apart. That is when I found you. You could see it right through.
Making friends with people who is always struggling with money. They're normalizing struggling money every day. The bad thing about having friends who doesn't have means to keep up with my lifestyle. For example, my lifestyle is I want to go eat outside in a restaurant. I can afford to gym member, buying something for my kid, things that involves money. The problem here, I always feel sorry for them because they cannot afford it. So what's going to happen, I will be ended up buying something for them, or I will be the one who's always paying the meal or the activities that we were going. And I thought I was being a savior, but at the end of the day, I come to realization that I wasn't even aware that every time we go outside, it will cost me 1,000 to 3,000 to 5,000 every that we are out, probably around 3 to 5 times a week. Not only that, that takes away a lot of my time from doing most important thing rather than bending out your drama or like don't get me wrong, it's nice to but that's not working. So I start making friends with people who is aligned to my value. I didn't just cut them out. I tried to bring them into my level. But the thing here, if you have a person or a close to you, a person close to you, if they are not yet ready to your self-improvement and changing your lifestyle, they are the one who's going to drag you down and play making you feel guilt because they are no longer have an access to your life, personal life, account, bank account, and time. So they are, and they hate the changes. So I had to cut them off and move on to my life. So number two, I stop living with the Lulu, the social media influencer or content creator. I stopped following them. But I used to be a construction licensed constructor, and I used to design a couple of houses. And then again, I used to own this and that. So since I left that behind, and now I am living in this apartment, I have I have still this Dilulu that I still able to keep all the stuff that I thought I needed. And the worst part here is I used to consume a a lot of content creator that I thought it suits to my style. Like this content creator, this kind of fancy stuff, I would copy it. I would still put a lot of things that it really doesn't suit to my lifestyle, like flour, cornstarch. I would used to buy those kind of starch and stock it in the pantry. And the thing here is, I don't really make something out of flour. I don't really use this kind of stuff. And another problem, yeah, they would stock a lot of fruits, vegetable, and everything. That, but the end of the day, also do the same. But the thing here is, they ended up going ways. Why? Because I don't like cooking. And don't get me wrong, I like spending time cooking, but not every day. That's me. I'm lazy, bro. I was like, but because of the idea of like, oh, just keep stocking and this, that, without even having a system, or like I would just randomly buy things just because it looks nice. And they go waste. We would end up eating outside. We would, because I am a little bit busy or I prioritize other things. Like, it's messed up. I did my own lifestyle. I designed this whole apartment according to our needs. This is, I want to remind you guys, this is not about who owns less, who owns more. It's about who you really are. Like, for example, my service is tricycle. I stay at home mom, and I'm just taking care of my daughter. I am content creator. And then I cannot wear a skirt, dresses, because I always going out with tricycle. The thing here is like I had to like really deep. It was hard to rid of this stuff that I used to own because it meant so much to me, because I used to think about them before I bought them or something. But the thing here is, it's no longer giving me a sense of bettering my life. I just keep like keeping them, and it gives me stress because I don't have a lot of space. I read of the things that really doesn't serve me. For example, don't get me wrong, these are expensive. But the thing here is it doesn't serve me anymore. It gives me anxiety, things to clean up, because remember guys, when you start collecting things, the things will start owning you. But if you have a less and manageable lifestyle, you start owning. This is one of the things that I have learned about watching this podcast. What I mean by that is owning so much stuff that doesn't serve you. It will eat up your time, money, and freedom to do the most important thing. Number three, I stopped using money to give me a instant relief. But I used to, like, every time I feel uncomfortable, I feel like I'm feeling lonely. For example, I'm gaining weight. What I would do, instead of going to the gym, I would go buy a clothes that will fit me based on how much I gain. So this has become a cycle. And not only that, I realized also that that's why I was making friends to people because who is broken, also because I was trying to avoid the the need to face my fear. Like they are also enabler. Like for example, if I bending out something, and that will cost me money to bend out something because we're gonna go somewhere, or it's all about involve money. At the same time, these people also is not going to give me any solution. They're just listening because they also don't know what to do in their life. So that's why those are the things that it's become cycle. Like, but yeah, I will feel like happy at the same time, like relief. But the end of the day, I will resent myself because I spend money and it didn't really cure the problem. It's still there. I'm still getting weight. I'm still, instead, I stopped that. What I did was I rid of those clothes or big clothes or clothes that gives me the security that it's okay to gain weight. So now we started doing the meal prepping. Meal prepping is like a double purpose. It saves me ton of money, at the same time it saves me ton of time, and it saves me from gaining weight because the meal prepping is a portion based on your weight. Not only me losing weight, it's also Ella's losing weight. Since now my lifestyle has changed because I don't have friends comes here. I don't have a lot of like schedule going out. Now I have a lot of time. For example, we doing some new activities together with my daughter, and it's strengthened our bond together. One of the hobby that we are building right now is creating a routine. We are walking at the same time. We've been doing this for a month now. It proves my mental health and her mental health at the same time. And money problem and gaining weight problem. Before this one is end, by the way, welcome to our channel. This is Donna. I am 33 years old. I have 3 kids, and currently I'm living in one kid. We together here in the apartment for 2 years now. I am currently LDR. Ah! Ay, hindi pala yung tungkol dito. No. Expect that discontented will be a journey of me being a frugal living. But then again, the last vlog, some of you got curious, like, how can you say you're living a frugal if you are just eating a lot of foods and expensive food in El Capicha? So I was like, I'm glad you guys asked. I'm glad you got curious. So I'm gonna explain to you why we were eating in a nice fancy restaurant and we spent so much money. Here's the explanation. My jowa stays here for 2 months. And then this is our second meeting. Stop it! Ay, hindi pala yun. Tapos, but then again, the first weeks, we go out, we do picnic, we do. But then again, we want to really experience the having a normal life, like budgeting and everything, because that's not totally a vacation anymore. It's 2 months, right? So, but he's still prepared on the money. Every time we go out, we would spend 5,000 to 10,000 pesos per day. So, from that, I said, babe, let's try to cook na. Okay, we started cooking. And from 3,000 to 4,000 pesos every day. So it's lesson. Dinner, lunch, breakfast, and snacks. So that's already a lot improvement, but that's still a lot. 4,000 pesos, 3,000 to 4,000 pesos is still a lot. So the first 2 days that we were doing it, we always tired because imagine we're gonna make breakfast for three of us. It will take us breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. So it will take us at least hours, like 5 hours every day just to make sure that we are eating. And our routine has become like that. I was like, and he was like, this is tiring. This is like cleaning, eating, and to the point like it stops us from going outside, doing the gym or doing something else more interesting rather than cooking and eating. So then the cleaning, it's so messed up. We always clean. And then the amount of cooking always every day is amount of like the utensil, the pan, pot, a lot. That's a lot for us. So what happened is he says, babe, this is enough. I don't do this back in United States. What I do is let's do plan the meal prep. I said, meal prep? Okay. That was my first time. So yes, guys. From 4,000 pesos, 3,000 to 4,000 pesos, now the equivalent every day, excluded the snack, three meal a day, we would only spend 1,000 pesos a day. That's healthy. And we are not depriving ourselves. We're still eating a lot of good foods. And the thing here is, we every time we cook, it's not even portion. We would cook, sometimes we would cook more than three for three people. So we feel like wasted or something like that. We would eat the leftover. So we gaining weight. It's masarap. It's gaining weight. We starting resetting ourselves because we gain weight. Another factor also why we don't wanna do the everyday and side of cleaning and a lot of money also. Versus the meal prepping is like it's a portion or half cup of rice. This is the only portion that we are going to eat. So we are very mindful for the foods that we are putting in our body, not even realizing because it's already portion. Only one day you're gonna think about portion, preparing and cleaning. So it changed our life completely. Since we started meal prepping, we still go out, but only once a week. And every time we go out also, we do some activities. What we would do is we would eat first and then we're gonna go out. So it's not always eating outside. The activity is no longer eating outside, finding a restaurant, this. And then even though we go outside and then we're not in hurry going home because, oh, we're gonna prepare poop. No, because right after we arrive, we're just gonna reheat the food from the refrigerator and then we're gonna put it in the microwave and or reheat them and everything is fine. It will only takes us 10 minutes and the food is all ready and no more a lot of mess. It's stuff. So that's what happened from 4,000 now it's 1,000 pesos per day and we're still eating healthy, good food. But then again, that's happened. We've been doing it for 1 month. So we save a lot of money while he is also here. At the same time, we spend money also to the things that we like doing, like picnic, camping, going somewhere because those are planned. So that's why when you guys are telling us, oh, why you are eating in nice restaurant, you're saying you are living a frugal. I think we have to clear this. Being frugal is not depriving yourself. Being cheap is depriving yourself. Once we go outside, what's going to happen? We only buy the foods that we don't eat every day. Like for example, this food. Because those are the experience that we would like to experience. It gives us a more perspective in life, experience, the amenities, something that you would love doing because you prepare for that. At the same time, being frugal is generous. We still have a budget for tipping because we don't go out often, so to tip without even resenting ourselves because it's not budget. So once we go out, it means we plan that. Versus being cheap, it stops you from experiencing, appreciating the good quality of life, because being cheap is all about, the goal is saving money. So that's affect your point of view in your life. That's very dangerous if you are becoming cheap, because that stops you from growing and not be intentional for the things that you like. Being cheap because that's the only thing that they like, to save money as much as they can, to the point that they are already taking advantage to people just to be cheap. So we don't like that. So I hope this one is hopefully explain to you why we are trying to practice the frugal living and why we are doing what we are doing. Being frugal also, it's not about impressing other people. You are going to impress only yourself. Even though my jowa, my fiance, he has a mean to buy a new car, whatever, because he just sold his house and he has also some extra income from investing and from working also as a full-time as a manager. He doesn't buy a luxurious stuff just because he can, but he wants to invest to have are becoming free and financial and stress later on down the road. So I hope this explanation give you a clarity why we are doing what we are doing, and I hope to see you again, guys, to our next vlog. If you are also like this kind of content about the journey of bettering yourself and living within your means, frugality, you are very much welcome to subscribe to this channel, and see you again to our next vlog. Bye.